Picture this. You're standing in your kitchen, proud of the healthy habits you've built. You've switched to whole grains, cut back on processed foods, and you snack on nuts every day because everyone says they're good for you. But what if I told you that some of those nuts sitting in your cabinet right now could be slowly destroying your kidneys? I know that sounds terrifying. After all, we've been told for decades that nuts are nature's perfect food. They're packed with protein, healthy fats, and vitamins. How could something so natural possibly cause harm? But the truth is far more complicated than the simple health advice we usually hear. Your kidneys are incredibly sophisticated organs that filter everything you eat and drink. Certain compounds in some nuts can overwhelm your kidney's filtering system, especially as we age and kidney function naturally declines. The shocking part? Most people have no idea which nuts are safe and which ones are silently damaging their kidneys with every handful. Here's what makes this so urgent. Your kidneys can lose up to 90% of their function before you notice any symptoms. By the time you feel tired, see swelling, or notice changes in urination, catastrophic damage may already be done. And the nuts you're eating every single day could be accelerating that damage. But here's the good news. Not all nuts pose these risks. In fact, some nuts can actually help protect and support your kidney health. The key is knowing which is which. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together today. We've gathered information from leading research centers like the National Kidney Foundation and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition to give you the most accurate, up-to-date guidance possible. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about empowering you with knowledge so you can make informed decisions that could save your kidneys. Let's start by talking about the 3 nuts you need to limit or avoid altogether. Understanding why these are problematic will help you make better choices starting today. The first dangerous nut is pine nuts. These often fly under the radar. Most people don't think twice about them, especially since they're featured prominently in Mediterranean cooking, which is generally considered very healthy. But here's the devastating problem. Pine nuts are absolutely loaded with phosphorus, containing between 190 and 200 milligrams in just 1 ounce. They also pack 170 milligrams of potassium and nearly 5 grams of protein. For healthy kidneys, this might not be a big deal. But if your kidney function is already compromised, even slightly, this combination creates serious problems. Let me explain why phosphorus is such a critical concern. When your kidneys can't properly filter excess phosphorus from your blood, something terrible starts happening inside your body. That excess phosphorus begins pulling calcium directly out of your bones, weakening them and making them fragile. At the same time, all that displaced calcium starts depositing in your blood vessels and heart valves, hardening them like concrete in pipes. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic call this the bone vessel axis, and it's one of the most dangerous complications of kidney disease. This process silently damages your cardiovascular system while simultaneously destroying your bone density. People with kidney disease have dramatically higher rates of heart attacks, strokes, and bone fractures, largely due to this phosphorus-calcium imbalance. Pine nuts present another insidious challenge. Because they're so tiny, people dramatically underestimate how many they're eating. What looks like a modest sprinkling on your pasta or salad might actually be a full serving or more. And because they have such a rich, buttery flavor, recipes tend to use them generously. You could easily consume 3 or 4 servings without realizing it. tripling or quadrupling your phosphorus intake. For safer alternatives that give you similar flavor and texture, try sunflower seeds in pesto instead of pine nuts. You'll get comparable nutty richness without the phosphorus overload. For salad toppings, chopped pecans provide satisfying crunch with a better mineral profile. In grain dishes, small amounts of walnuts deliver rich flavor while actually supporting kidney health. The second dangerous nut is cashews. This one catches most people completely off guard. There's something almost ironic about the fact that these kidney-shaped nuts can actually be harmful to the organs they resemble. Cashews contain approximately 122 milligrams of oxalates per ounce. That's an enormous amount. To put this in perspective, doctors generally recommend that people prone to kidney stones limit oxalate intake to less than 100 milligrams per day. A single ounce of cashews exceeds that entire daily limit. These oxalates bind with calcium in your kidneys to form calcium oxalate crystals. These crystals are the main component of about 80% of all kidney stones. If you've ever experienced a kidney stone, you know the excruciating pain involved. But kidney stones aren't just painful. They cause permanent damage to kidney tissue. On top of the oxalates, you're also getting about 150 milligrams of phosphorus and 180 milligrams of potassium in that same 1 ounce serving. The medical literature includes documented cases from institutions like Johns Hopkins of people developing serious kidney problems from consuming too many cashews. These aren't rare one-in-a-million situations. They're happening to regular people who thought they were making healthy choices. What makes the cashew situation particularly dangerous today is the explosion of plant-based eating. Now, let me be clear. Eating more plant-based foods can definitely be beneficial for kidney health. The National Kidney Foundation actually recommends incorporating more plant proteins because they create less metabolic waste than animal proteins. But cashews represent one of the most problematic choices in the plant-based category. As people seek alternatives to dairy and meat, cashews have become the foundation for countless vegan products. Cashew milk, cashew cheese, cashew cream, cashew-based desserts, the list goes on endlessly. These products concentrate the problematic compounds we've been discussing. A single serving of cashew-based cheese alternative might contain the equivalent of several ounces of whole cashews, dramatically multiplying your oxalate and mineral intake. For safer alternatives, consider sunflower seed butter, which provides comparable texture and healthy fats with a much friendlier mineral profile. If you're making plant-based cream sauces, coconut cream offers richness without the mineral complications. For recipes calling for cashew milk, try oat milk or rice milk instead. They're much gentler on your kidneys. The third dangerous nut is almonds. I know this is the one that's going to upset people the most because almonds have been crowned as America's ultimate health food. They're everywhere. Grocery stores dedicate entire aisles to almond products. Health blogs sing their praises endlessly. The food industry has invested millions in promoting almonds as essential for a nutritious diet. But here's the devastating truth about almonds. They contain approximately 122 milligrams of oxalates per ounce. That's the same dangerous level as cashews. Think about that math for a moment. A single ounce of almonds, which is a pretty modest handful, delivers more than the maximum recommended daily amount of oxalates for at-risk individuals. These oxalates bind with calcium in your kidneys, and form sharp, crystalline structures. Anyone who's ever experienced a kidney stone knows the excruciating pain involved. But the problem goes far beyond just stones. These oxalate crystals can also deposit directly into your kidney tissue itself, causing a condition called oxalate nephropathy. This can lead to permanent kidney damage and even acute kidney failure. The National Institutes of Health documented a case of a 49-year-old man who developed acute kidney failure from eating more than 150 grams of almonds every single day. He genuinely believed he was protecting his heart health. Instead, he nearly destroyed his kidneys. This wasn't a case of someone with a pre-existing kidney disease. This was a previously healthy man who thought he was making optimal health choices. Here's a lesser-known strategy that can help if you absolutely cannot give up almonds. Some research suggests that consuming calcium-rich foods at the same time as high oxalate foods can help bind the oxalates in your digestive tract before they reach your kidneys. So if you must have almonds, have them with a small amount of cheese or yogurt. But honestly, for anyone with kidney concerns or a history of kidney stones, avoiding almonds altogether is the safest path. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the good news. There are 3 nuts that can actually help protect and support your kidney health. These are the ones you want to stock in your pantry and eat regularly. The first healing nut is macadamia nuts. These might just be the most kidney-friendly nut available. The numbers tell a compelling story. 1 ounce of macadamia contains only 104 milligrams of potassium and just 53 milligrams of phosphorus. Compare that to many other popular nuts, and you'll see that macadamias have less than half the potassium and about 1/3 the phosphorus. For kidneys that are working overtime to filter excess minerals from your blood, this dramatically lower load is like a breath of fresh air. The protein content is equally gentle, at just 2.2 grams per ounce. Every gram of protein your body processes creates waste products that your kidneys must filter and eliminate. When kidney function is compromised, reducing this workload while still getting essential nutrients becomes crucial. But macadamias don't just earn their reputation by avoiding problems. They actively contribute to kidney health through their exceptional monounsaturated fat profile. These are the same healthy fats that make olive oil so beneficial for cardiovascular health. They work like a lubricant throughout your entire circulatory system, reducing inflammation and protecting the microscopic blood vessels that feed your kidneys. Research conducted at the University of Southern California has shown that oleic acid, which is the primary fat in macadamias, can reduce inflammation at the cellular level. This is enormously important because chronic inflammation acts as a silent destroyer of kidney function, slowly damaging the filtering units over months and years until they can no longer perform their job effectively. Here's the optimal way to incorporate macadamias into your routine. Enjoy them as an afternoon snack, approximately 2 to 3 hours after lunch. This timing helps stabilize blood sugar levels while providing sustained energy. Your body also processes fats most efficiently when other digestive processes aren't competing for resources. Store your macadamias in an airtight container in the refrigerator, where their high oil content won't cause them to go rancid quickly. Properly stored, they'll maintain their quality for months, giving you a steady supply of kidney-friendly nutrition. Aim for about 1 ounce, which is roughly 10 to 12 nuts, 3 to 4 times per week. The second healing nut is hazelnuts. These might be the most underappreciated nut in America when it comes to kidney health. While Europeans have cherished hazelnuts for centuries, many Americans overlook these small, round, nutritional powerhouses. What makes hazelnuts particularly fascinating for kidney health is their content of gamma-tocopherol. This is a specific form of vitamin E that's especially protective against inflammation in the urinary tract. Research from Cornell University's Department of Nutritional Sciences has documented this unique protective benefit. From a mineral standpoint, hazelnuts sit comfortably in the kidney-safe category. They contain 193 milligrams of potassium and 82 milligrams of phosphorus per ounce, along with 4.2 grams of protein. While the potassium level is slightly higher than macadamia's, it's still well below the 200 milligram caution threshold that kidney specialists use for most patients with kidney concerns. Hazelnuts offer some practical advantages that make them especially appealing for people managing their health. When roasted, they have a softer texture than many other nuts, making them easier to chew for folks with dental concerns. If you worry about choking, hazelnuts can be lightly chopped or even ground into a flour-like consistency without losing their beneficial properties. Here are delicious ways to incorporate them. Try adding chopped hazelnuts to green beans for a classic flavor combination popular in European cuisine. They work beautifully as a coating for baked fish or chicken, providing satisfying crunch and healthy fats without the sodium and phosphorus additives in commercial breadcrumbs. And here's a critical warning about a common mistake. Don't confuse whole hazelnuts with those heavily processed chocolate hazelnut spreads that have become popular. Those commercial products are loaded with sugar, palm oil, and various additives. They offer none of the kidney-friendly benefits we've been discussing. Stick with plain, unsalted hazelnuts to get genuine health advantages. The third healing nut is walnuts. These truly deserve their reputation as a superfood, especially for kidney health. These wrinkly, brain-shaped nuts aren't just good for cognitive function. They're exceptional for your kidneys. Walnuts are the only tree nut that delivers a substantial dose of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. These omega-3s function like internal firefighters, constantly working to extinguish small inflammatory fires throughout your body that damage blood vessels, including the microscopic vessels that supply your kidneys. Research conducted at Harvard Medical School has demonstrated that people who regularly consume walnuts show significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, which is a key marker of dangerous systemic inflammation. This matters profoundly because cardiovascular disease actually kills more people with chronic kidney disease than kidney failure itself does. The connection between heart health and kidney health cannot be overstated. Your kidneys receive about 20% of your heart's blood output with every beat. When your cardiovascular system is inflamed and damaged, your kidneys suffer immediately. The omega-3s in walnuts protect both systems simultaneously. Walnuts also contain beneficial amounts of magnesium, which helps regulate blood pressure. High blood pressure is both a cause and consequence of kidney disease. Managing blood pressure is absolutely critical for preserving kidney function. The magnesium in walnuts provides natural blood pressure support without the side effects of medications. The optimal way to include these kidney protectors in your diet is refreshingly simple. Enjoy 7 to 10 walnut halves, which equals about 1 ounce, 3 to 5 times per week. This frequency provides substantial omega-3 benefits without overwhelming your system with more minerals than necessary. Here's a little-known trick that can transform your walnut experience, especially if you've always found them too bland or slightly bitter. Try lightly toasting them in a dry skillet over medium heat for just 2 to 3 minutes, shaking the pan frequently to prevent burning. This simple step brings out their natural sweetness and creates a more complex, appealing flavor without adding any oils, salt, or other ingredients that might compromise their kidney-friendly profile. So there you have it. 3 nuts that pose real risks to your kidneys and 3 that can actually help protect them. But before you rush out to reorganize your entire pantry, let me give you some essential perspective. Your kidney health is as unique as you are. Your specific age, your current level of kidney function, the medications you take, and your other health conditions all create an individual profile that might require adjustments to the general recommendations we've discussed today. What works perfectly well for someone with completely healthy kidneys might be too much for someone in the early stages of kidney disease. And what's appropriate for mild kidney concerns could be genuinely dangerous for someone with advanced kidney disease. That's why it's so important to talk with your healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes, especially if you have kidney issues or take medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. They can tell you which nut options are safe for your specific kidney function and how they fit into your overall health plan. Your kidney health is shaped by the small choices you make every single day. Each snack, whether you pick nuts that strain your kidneys or ones that protect them, adds up over time. Choosing kidney-friendly options like walnuts or macadamias instead of almonds or cashews can make a real difference as you age. And remember, this isn't a one-time decision. Your needs may change, so keep learning and stay in touch with your healthcare team to protect your kidneys for the long term. Early detection and prevention are everything with kidney disease. The earlier you make protective changes, the more quality options you have for keeping kidney function strong. Here are practical action steps you can take today. First, if you haven't had your kidney function tested recently, schedule an appointment with your doctor. Ask for a complete metabolic panel, including creatinine, blood urea nitrogen, and GFR. These tests tell you exactly how well your kidneys are functioning. Second, go through your pantry right now. Remove almonds, cashews, and pine nuts if you have any kidney concerns. Replace them with macadamias, hazelnuts, and walnuts. This single change can significantly reduce the stress on your kidneys. Third, read labels on all nut products. Avoid salted nuts, which add unnecessary sodium that stresses kidneys and raises blood pressure. Choose raw or dry roasted varieties without added oils or seasonings. Fourth, practice portion control. Even kidney-friendly nuts should be eaten in moderation. Measure out 1 ounce serving rather than eating directly from the bag. This prevents overconsumption while ensuring you get the benefits. Fifth, pay attention to how you feel. Some people notice improvements in energy, reduced swelling, or better overall well-being when they optimize their diet for kidney health. These subjective improvements often appear before blood test results change. The truth is that your kidneys work incredibly hard for you every single day, filtering your entire blood supply about 40 times daily. They deserve your attention and care. The nuts you choose to eat or avoid can literally determine whether your kidneys stay healthy or progressively decline over the coming years. Now let me share some additional critical information that will help you maximize your kidney protection through smart nut choices. Understanding the broader context of a kidney-friendly nutrition will multiply the benefits of what we've already discussed. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that simply avoiding dangerous nuts is enough. But kidney health requires a comprehensive approach. You need to consider not just the nuts themselves, but how you combine them with other foods throughout your day. For example, timing matters enormously. When you eat kidney-friendly nuts, like macadamias or walnuts, alongside calcium-rich foods, you're creating a protective effect. The calcium binds with any trace oxalates in your digestive tract before they can reach your kidneys. This is why having a few walnuts with a small piece of cheese makes such an intelligent snack combination. Hydration plays an equally critical role. Many people eat nuts as dry snacks without drinking adequate water. This concentrates the minerals in your urine, increasing the risk of crystal formation even with kidney-friendly nuts. Make it a rule to drink a full glass of water whenever you eat nuts. This simple habit dilutes your urine and helps your kidneys process minerals more efficiently. The preparation method also impacts kidney health in ways most people never consider. Raw nuts retain all their beneficial compounds, but roasting can actually enhance certain antioxidants while reducing others. For macadamias and hazelnuts, light dry roasting at low temperatures, around 275 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes, can improve flavor without destroying their kidney protective properties. However, avoid commercially roasted nuts that are coated in oils and salt. These add unnecessary sodium that forces your kidneys to work harder. The sodium also increases blood pressure, which directly damages the delicate blood vessels in your kidneys. Always choose raw or dry roasted varieties without added ingredients. Let's talk about nut butters, which have become increasingly popular but present unique challenges for kidney health. When nuts are ground into butter, their minerals become more concentrated per tablespoon. A serving of almond butter contains the same dangerous oxalates as whole almonds, but it's much easier to overconsume because it's spreadable and delicious. If you love nut butters, choose those made from kidney-friendly nuts. Macadamia nut butter is excellent, though expensive. Sunflower seed butter provides a safer alternative with a similar texture and taste. Always read labels carefully. Many commercial nut butters contain added sugar, salt, and oils that compromise their health benefits. Another critical consideration is the cumulative effect of oxalates throughout your entire diet. Even if you switch from almonds to macadamias, you could still be consuming dangerous amounts of oxalates from other sources. Spinach, beets, sweet potatoes, and chocolate are all extremely high in oxalates. If you eat these foods regularly while also consuming any nuts, you're multiplying your risk. This is why I recommend keeping a food diary for at least 1 week. Write down everything you eat and drink. Then research the oxalate content of each item. You might be shocked to discover you're consuming 100 or even 500 milligrams of oxalates daily without realizing it. This accumulated burden puts enormous stress on your kidneys and dramatically increases kidney stone risk. For people with existing kidney disease, the stakes are even higher. Once your GFR drops below 60, which indicates stage 3 chronic kidney disease, your kidneys lose their ability to handle normal amounts of phosphorus and potassium. At this stage, even kidney-friendly nuts must be eaten in smaller portions and less frequently. This is where working with a renal dietitian becomes invaluable. They can calculate your specific mineral requirements based on your blood work and create a personalized meal plan. They'll tell you exactly how many nuts you can safely eat and which types are best for your individual situation. This personalized approach is far more effective than following general guidelines. Let me share some strategies for replacing nuts in recipes when you need to avoid them completely. Many recipes call for nuts as toppings in baking or for texture. You can often substitute seeds like pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, which have different mineral profiles. Toasted oats provide crunch in granola without the kidney concerns. Coconut flakes work well in baked goods. For people who miss the creamy texture of nut-based sauces, try using white beans or cauliflower as a base instead. These create similarly smooth textures without the problematic minerals. Tahini, made from sesame seeds, offers another alternative, though it should also be used in moderation due to its oxalate content. Understanding medication interactions is also crucial. If you're taking blood pressure medications, diabetes medications, or cholesterol medications, nuts can interact with these drugs. Walnuts, for example, have natural blood-thinning properties. If you're also taking aspirin or prescription blood thinners, this combination could increase bleeding risk. Always inform your doctor about your dietary habits, including nut consumption.